Did Donald Trump force China to dump 193,000 Bitcoin literally hours ago? I think that's what has just happened, guys. And today we're going to be talking about what has happened in the past 6 hours, because not only are there rumors circulating that China just sold $20 billion worth of Bitcoin, and there's a ton of on-chain data backing that up, but as of literally 30 minutes ago, one of the regulars here from YouTube tagged me in this post right here, showing that America might have just signed their first Bitcoin strategic reserve bill. So today we're going to be breaking down what is going on between the two largest nation states. Is this the Bitcoin Cold War that we all have been we've been thinking, we've been speculating about for a long time here on this channel? Today, we're going to be breaking all of that down. We're going to be having a look at what is going on and whether China has just sold all of their Bitcoin. So let's start off with what just happened and all of the news circulating all over Twitter. Has China just sold $20 billion worth of Bitcoin? We're going to come back to this article, but this is the chart that's been shared far and wide. We can see these are the Bitcoin held by Plus Token. This is the Ponzi scheme that China seized its 194,000 Bitcoin stack from. For those who don't know, that's where all of China's official holdings of Bitcoin come from. They come from Plus Token. So we can see on this chart here very clearly that the USA is leading officially. They are officially still sitting on 200,000-ish Bitcoin, despite all of the rumors that we have seen recently. Yes, there are a lot of rumors. They're going to make this chart as big as possible. You guys can also see that China here was number 2 on this list. They were number 2 on this list until potentially today. Maybe today we've seen a change. Maybe today China has officially dumped all of their Bitcoin. So this is the chart that everybody's been throwing around on Twitter. It's this one here. Now, I have searched far and wide trying to verify these claims about whether China dumping or not dumping their Bitcoin. Again, I jumped on over to Arkham Intelligence. I tried for 20 minutes. I could not find the Chinese dashboard for the official government holdings of Bitcoin in China. It's very easy to find the UK, the US, and the Kingdom of Bhutan, but I could not find anything for China. But what I did find is this article right here. So let's break it down. So this is the interesting thing. China's treasury has sold $19.7 billion worth of Bitcoin leading up until the 23rd of January. That language is very important. Leading up until. That means it's already sold. If it's gone, the dumping has already finished, I think. So let's continue having a look at what exactly is going on here in China, because we have some interesting ties and we have some interesting links to what is going on at the nation state level. So who has made this claim? Well, it's actually the CEO of Crypto Quant. So no, we're not just talking about anonymous Twitter anons. How do you say it? Let me know in the chat. Blow me up. But we're not just talking about anonymous Twitter users here spreading rumors on Twitter. No. We are talking about the CEO of Crypto Quant. They are an on-chain analysis firm, and they do the work. And they are the ones making the claims that China has already sold all of its Bitcoin. So again, we're going to get to the really interesting part here in a moment, but let's have a look at how much profit China has hypothetically made. They seized this stash of Bitcoin, this $193,000 Bitcoin. And at the time, this was worth $4.3 billion. Today, it's worth $20 billion. Just another lesson the government should be taking from this example of why you should be holding your Bitcoin. We're going to talk about Germany here in a moment, but let's continue, because I think this is the story here. A lot of people, they see a headline like China dumping $20 billion worth of Bitcoin. But again, we're still waiting for more confirmation about what is going on here and what is the true story. But what's interesting is the price of Bitcoin is relatively unfazed. We haven't really seen this big dump in the price of Bitcoin. We've seen the chart here that I've got. Not much has happened, really. It almost looks as if Bitcoin does not give a flying shit. I was about to say a real bad word there for a moment, but I reined myself in. Please do not watch live streams with your young ones around if they are a live stream on this channel. I should probably remind you guys of that on a little bit more of a frequent basis. I am Australian. I will constantly be talking shit on this channel. I apologize if I swear and your kids are watching one day. But I think you've got bigger fish to fry if your kids are tuning in to listen to economic entertainment from me. That's all I'm going to say on that topic. Let's move on. Let's have a look here. Because I think what's really interesting is the timing of this dumping. The timing of this dumping and the news of this dumping happened today, literally hours ago. You can see this is the first article written on it 5 hours ago. Again, I wasn't going to go live today. I had a little bit of an Airbnb disaster today. Boy, I'm telling you, that is a story for another day. But the long and the short of the story is I'm about to move from this Airbnb. And really I don't have time for a live stream today, but I think this is really big news. And I haven't seen anyone talk about it. So I want to really break it down for you guys because I can see a lot of fear on Twitter. Somebody reached out to me and they said, hey, Luke, should I sell my Bitcoin? I said, why the hell would you do that? And they said, oh, but China's selling its Bitcoin. I was like, get out of here. No, they're not. Why would China sell their Bitcoin? And then the person who messaged me on Twitter DMs sent me a tweet. And they sent me, I'll show you the tweet they sent me. Let me have a look here. Let me dig through all of my disasters of tabs. They sent me this tweet here. Bingo. There we go. And I was like, oh shit, hang on a minute. Maybe China is selling their Bitcoin. So again, I want to kind of break down what's going on in China. I want to have a look at whether this could be a little bit of a 4D chess move. It could be. But I also just want to kind of talk about the signal. Because again, the only source I could find talking about this chart and China selling its Bitcoin, that source, the on-chain data guru, the CEO of CryptoQuant, is saying that they've already sold. They've been selling leading up to, those are the exact words, leading up to the 23rd of January, meaning, gonzo, there ain't any Bitcoin left in China's treasury. Now, I think that's a little bit of an interesting takeaway. Something else that's a little bit of an interesting takeaway is maybe China is playing a little bit of 4D chess because there's certain language surrounding this talk of China that I think is interesting. I'm going to find you the quote. I'm going to try my best to find the quote. Okay, so here it is. I apologize. China sold 194,000 Bitcoin already. The CCP, God, it's too late for a live stream. I apologize. I'm a mess tonight. The CCP said that it was transferred to the national treasury without clarifying that it was sold. But the CEO of CryptoQuant claims that they believe it was sent to an exchange. Again, this is a news story. Don't hold my feet over the fire too much here. This is a brand new story. It's one that we need to keep an eye on, especially considering a strategic Bitcoin reserve looks as if it just got passed in America minutes ago. Let's break down that story for you guys. Because again, I think this is related to what we're seeing in China. Again, I always tell you guys, news stories are great, but the timing, the chronological ordering of events is always interesting. And that's how we kind of read between the lines, so to say. And I don't think it's a coincidence that the two largest nation states have appeared to make some pretty big moves on the exact same day, hours apart from each other. China dumps 193,000 Bitcoin, and then America releases this. This is a presidential action. This is straight from a government website, strengthening American leadership in digital financial technology. Now, how did I find this tweet? Well, one of our favorites over here on the channel actually tagged me in it. My boy Satwise. I believe it's the same Satwise who moderates our comment section. Where are you, Satwise? You're sleeping. But again, thank you to the investigative research done by all of you guys tuning in. We can see here, I'm going to read this. So we can see this is an executive order. This is January 23rd, 2025. Again, this is very new. So who knows? We're awaiting confirmation. But what we are seeing is that by the authority invested in me as president by the Constitution and the laws of the USA, we are ordering the following. Again, I'm not going to be reading this whole thing because have a look at all of the caveats they've got in here. What I will say is that this doesn't quite look as Bitcoin strategic reserve-esque as it could be, because have a look at this. There's not one mention of Bitcoin by name, sadly. But if you have a look at digital assets, I mean, there's 24 mentions of digital assets. So again, this new bill, if it's a new bill, who knows what it is, but it looks a little bit more shitcoiny than Bitcoin. This certainly isn't a strategic Bitcoin reserve bill. Who knows what it is? But what I will say is we're going to keep an eye on it. And what I will say is that I just don't think it's a coincidence that we're seeing this at the same time. China and America talking about Bitcoin, doing Bitcoin-related things. Again, you can see everybody is talking about this new video circulating all over Twitter of Trump signing an executive order helping America to become the world capital of crypto. Swan Bitcoin's reporting this. Cointelegraph is reporting this. A lot of big Twitter accounts are reporting this new video. It's an hour old. So again, we're bringing you the hot sauce as it hits the tape, ladies and gentlemen. So again, I want to be really careful making very, very, very bold assertions. All I will say is that in my quick skimming and reading of the official document, there's a lot of talk of blockchain, digital assets, crypto, even CBDCs. That's right. Ask yourself, why is America talking about CBDCs? You can see it here. Bitcoin Magazine is talking about the prohibition of central bank digital currencies. I nearly got you guys there, didn't I? No, Trump is not creating a CBDC, apparently. It looks as if the prohibition means that shit's getting banned, which would be nice to see. I would be a big fan of CBDCs being banned. Again, I'm a free market maximalist, but hey, CBDCs are slave coins. Let's be honest. Let's not beat around the bush here. CBDCs is probably something far more likely seen in China. China, the country that looks as if it's just dumped 193,000 Bitcoin. Again, I think it's fascinating that the market has just eaten up all of those coins and it's completely unfazed. If I show you guys the price of Bitcoin, let's have a look and let's see where we are right now. All I will tell you is anybody trying to leverage trade this chart I'm about to show you has been absolutely chopped up, baby. Absolutely chopped up. They've been whipsawed. Again, I don't want to laugh at other people's misfortune, but I will say, please, just don't trade Bitcoin. Keep it simple, guys. Buy Bitcoin, stick it in self-custody, and forget about it for 5 or 10 years. I mean, at least 2 years, please, for the love of God. But again, this is the price of Bitcoin. So we've supposedly had all of this selling from China happen over the past couple of days. I don't really see the impact here on this chart. Can anybody see the impact of Bitcoin, a lot of Bitcoin being market dumped by China on this chart? I don't. All I see is a bullish chart. Let's zoom in and have a look at the chaos that's happened to the leverage traders. Have a look at that. I would encourage you to go and research your favorite Twitter technical analysis guru And have a look at all the deleted tweets they've had in the past week. Have a look at that for a chart. Just when you think it's breaking out, ooh, $10,000 dump. My man Ted in the chat nails it. Chop suey, baby. That is a chop suey chart. I wish I could have spent more time with you, Ted, in Colombia. It was a crazy week. Crazy week. Speaking of crazy weeks and crazy people, look who's popped into the chat. Look who has had the audacity to sass me on a live stream. My boy Green Candle. Why are you not responding to my texts? I'm going to keep this PG. All I'm going to say is Green Candle's a friend of the channel. Make sure you're following him. Get a haircut. Love it. I'm fucking due for one. Have a look at that. Have a look at the mop right now. The mop is wild. Ted says don't light a match around Luke's hair. Actually, you know what? Speaking of triggering people, I'm going to trigger some more people. Who's triggered now? These lights are cranking my eyes. So I saw Jackie's comment, orange in for himself. So I'm going to rock the orange glasses. Sonic the Hedgehog. I've never got that. That's brilliant. Oh, shit. Let me get back on track. All right. I need to stop looking at the live chat. It's cracking me up. What I will say is, hey, look, both of these news stories are very, very early. I believe my boy Green Candle is going to be doing a live stream on America's Strategic Reserve. I'm going to put him under pressure. He better not disappoint. So if you want to learn more about that, check out his live stream that he may or may not have just done. I haven't had the chance to really look into this. Again, I always tell you guys when I'm not an expert in a topic or whether something's very new, but I think right now there is no coincidence in the fact that I think we've seen America and China both make enormous announcements on Bitcoin today. Again, there is no official announcement about China dumping 193,000 Bitcoin, but what we do have is reputable charts showing that China's Bitcoin is gonzo. I have this other chart that I want to show you guys in a minute, but the chart I wanted to show you is gonzo. I apologize, guys. But what I will say is that it appears as if the Bitcoin held by China is gonzo. Okay, this is the plus token Bitcoin, 193,000 Bitcoin seized by the US Communist Party. This appears like it's gone. And I think China's playing 4D chess. Again, I don't think it matters at the end of the day because, again, we can see very clearly price was absolutely unaffected by Bitcoin. Again, I always encourage you guys, price does not matter on a 5 or a 10-year time frame. Who cares about this chart? Okay, if you're holding your own Bitcoin, if you're storing your own Bitcoin in self-custody, honestly, the price does not matter. Yeah, it's great. Bitcoin's up 20x since 2 years ago. It's brilliant. Don't get me wrong. But at the end of the day, there's more to Bitcoin than just number go up. It is true financial sovereignty. It is powerful because it is the only asset that you can truly own outside of the system. You can have 12 words in your head, 24 words memorized in your head, and you can cross any border that you want with your Bitcoin. Again, you only have this power if you're holding onto your own Bitcoin. You only hold onto your own Bitcoin if you control the keys to your Bitcoin, not your keys, not your cheese. We always tell you guys that on the channel. Put your Bitcoin into a hardware wallet. Once you do, please, for the love of God, make sure you back up those 12 or 24 words on something that's actually going to last the test of time. And those are, I'm struggling to talk today, guys. Jesus. Those are titanium plates that you can get from Stampseed. As you can see, these things are fireproof. These things are life-proof. These things are hurricane-proof. If you were unfortunate enough to be caught up in the wildfires in California over the past couple of weeks, if you had your Bitcoin backed up on some of these plates that you can get from Stampseed, you were absolutely unaffected. Oop, one's upside down. There we go. Always encourage you guys to check out what Stampseed is doing. I think they make the real deal. As you can hear, it's real titanium, baby. Again, go get your hands on some plates and Thor's hammer that you can use to stamp your 12 or 24 words into these plates. You guys can get, 15% off anything you want to buy from Stampseed with that promo code Luke15. So again, look after your self-custody, guys. We are self-custody maximalists here on the channel. I think it's as simple as that. If you don't have your Bitcoin in self-custody, do you even own your Bitcoin? You know my views on that topic. I don't think you own your Bitcoin unless it's in self-custody. Now, speaking of self-custody, I think a lot of people are buying their Bitcoin incorrectly. So again, this is why I always encourage you guys to check out what the Bitcoin Well is doing. I've been looking for a long time to partner with an exchange here on the channel that actually aligns with our ethos, Bitcoin only. Again, it doesn't necessarily matter where you buy your Bitcoin as long as you are just buying your Bitcoin. But as long as you put it into self-custody, that's really all that matters. But I really like Bitcoin Well because by default, they make you put the Bitcoin in self-custody. So again, if you are looking for somewhere to buy your Bitcoin, again, check out what the Bitcoin Well is doing. If you use the promo code Green Candle, you are going to get the chance to win 1 million big ones. Are we talking about $1 million? We're actually talking about something far more valuable in the future. That is 1 million Satoshis. Again, now that is not an amount of Bitcoin to sneeze at. That is 1% of a Bitcoin, if my math is correct. So what is that? That's about 1,050 big ones. That's $1,000 right now today, ladies and gentlemen. Again, check out what the Bitcoin Well is doing. Check out their wishing well. Use a promo code Green Candle, linked down below in the description, to have the chance to win 1 million Satoshis. And please just do not be like China. Can you guys actually believe that China, it looks as if they're sold 193,000 Bitcoin, a $20 billion blunder? I still don't believe it. I really don't believe it. Chinese government is claiming that they've just transferred it to their national treasury. Yeah, I don't know about that. I don't believe China as far as I can throw them. I really don't. I just do not think it's a coincidence that we're seeing this on the exact same day. I just don't believe it. I really don't believe that we're seeing an American executive order happen on the same day that China is rumored to be selling 193,000 Bitcoin, $20 billion. Again, China's made a huge mistake. And they look to be following in the footsteps of Germany. Let's not forget, say a prayer for the German government who sold, 50,000 Bitcoin when the price was about $55,000 a coin. That trade has already lost them multiple billions of dollars. The price has doubled since then. So I think that's a nice note to end things on today, guys. Please do not be like China. Do not be like the German government. Seriously consider holding your Bitcoin in self-custody and escaping these Western nation states. This is something else I always encourage you guys to do and think about. Okay, if these governments that you're supposed to trust with your treasury, your country's national treasury, are stupid enough to do things like this, sell $20 billion worth of Bitcoin. I mean, why the hell do you live in that country? I don't get it. I still could not for the life of me figure out why so many people are still living in the West today. I really just don't. I just do not get it. Okay, these people should not be trusted. These people cannot balance an economy. Justin Trudeau is openly telling you that the budget will balance itself. Is he a moron? Yes, it was a rhetorical question. But why are we trusting these clowns with defending our borders or keeping us safe? I don't think we should. That's why I always encourage you guys, hey, get the hell out of the West. come check out a Bitcoin conference. There's actually a few of you guys in the chat who I did meet at the Bitcoin conference in Medellin, Colombia last week. It was an absolute blast. Ted was just one of them. Me boy Green Candle was talking smack with me up on stage from time to time. There's a few other people in here that I don't want to dox, and I will not dox. But I will say, go check out a Bitcoin conference. They're a beautiful thing. Go and see what the world can offer you. Again, go where you're treated best. I really think that's something we should be thinking about a little bit more. If you do leave your Western nation state, and if you are looking for new friends, new Bitcoiners, I always point you towards what the Orange Pill app is doing. As you can see, stack friends who stack sats. You can actually join the Orange Pill app. It's a private group with 14,000 other Bitcoiners from all around the world. So I highly encourage you guys to check out what the Orange Pill app is doing. Every new country that I land in, one of the first things I do is check my Tinder firstly, but then I secondly find some friends on the Orange Pill app. Again, I recommend you guys do the same. Again, there's a link down below for the Orange Pill app. Check it out. And if you are one of the 1,637 of you guys on this live stream at 6 o'clock on a Thursday night, thank you so much for tuning in. If you enjoyed it, give the like button a molesting. We're told that helps with the YouTube algorithm. And if you did join late, you can rewind the stream and get all of the hot sauce and all of the hot signal from the beginning of the stream. With all that said, guys, I'm going to end this one here. Enjoy the rest of your Thursday night. You might see me in another live stream in a couple of hours' time. That, of course, depends upon whether I'm going to be in a relaxing mood or not. With all that said, guys, see you in the next one.